a huge part in this Stamford Bridge game tomorrow. Tevez, please tell me that the saga's coming to an end. Milan want him, they report. There's also a report in the Mail on Sunday saying that Tevez turmoil as PSG agree £20 million fee. City deny that they've agreed a fee, and by all accounts Tevez wants to go to Milan.
My information from the Tevez camp that he's of no real interest in going to PSG. However, the problem will come maybe if PSG did make a bigger offer than Milan. I think City is saying that there's been no offer as yet from PSG, and that story is not actually correct at this moment in time. There's no doubt PSG probably have the money to fund a deal for him, but I think he's set his heart on Italy. I really couldn't see after all the kind of the stand that Tevez has made about wanting to leave this country, going to Paris just a few hundred miles away. It's not really going to.
Although when he flies back from Buenos Aires to England, he has to fly via Paris. So that might be the Air France flight back into there. But that PSG story is interesting because the Qatari owners have got a certain model in mind for PSG, and it's built on certain values which include respect, buying into a certain culture, and that is a Qatari culture. And they will change things at that football club, and it will become a very bespoke organisation. And to my mind, Carlos Tevez, the kind of character he is, the kind of combustible character he is, no one can deny that. And given his history and his record in this country, I just can't see how that fits in with what the Qataris want to do at PSG, which is do things. They're going to spend a lot of money on that project. They want David Beckham. They're pretty sure that they've got him, that he's going to. Those are the kind of characters, the billboard poster boys who carry respect and they carry tremendous weight around the world with the way that they conduct themselves on and off the field. I don't see how Tevez fits into that plan.
See the problem with Tevez is, and Neil's probably right with PSG, because as we discovered this morning, someone was claiming that bid must have come in when Paris Saint-Germain officials were at Disneyland in Paris. The point about no comment. The point about Carlos Tevez is, and Neil's absolutely right. I mean, he's just been a problem, hasn't he? Wherever he's been.
I think Mancini's handled him well.
And I wouldn't disagree with you. I mean, there was a love in, wasn't there, last season, but now he's completely out in the cold and everything else. But the toys come flying out his pram. The trouble is, there's always a club that will take him because he's definitely a good player. Because, as managers say, and Harry Redknapp has said frequently, hasn't he? He said, OK, so he might be a problem off the field. Great player on it, though, isn't he? Yeah. And there is going to be someone that takes him.
I'm certainly will end up in Italy.
I agree.
I'm certainly will.
I agree.
In Italy.
I'm certainly.
That's
where he wants to go.
That's where he wants to go. I think everybody will move to do that. And I don't think it's in City's interest to really prolong. No. I know obviously there's going to be some disparity with what people are offering for Tevez and what Manchester City are going to accept. But it's not really in City's interest to reach the end of the January window with Carlos Tevez still at the club. I say at the club because he's in Argentina. My view is he's probably never going to come back.
It's not healthy, is it, Steve?
Everybody wants it's no value to Mancini, is it? To have him back at the club training out in
to
isolation.
The Premier League and English football.
But they're also City are adamant they won't let him go out on loan.
Yeah.
They are also adamant that the bid currently on the table from AC Milan, which is in the region of 24 million, is somewhere short of about 11 million of where they want to get to. I think the lads are absolutely right. I think it's no good for the club. I think they need to cut their losses on him. The idea that Carlos Tevez is worth 50 million, well, that's gone down. It's down the pan,
if they've got that
really?
offer, they
should to be fair, I mean, he's decimated that value himself, hasn't he? Really, not City, but City need to get shot now.
The beauty for City is where else are AC Milan. They know AC Milan are desperate for a striker. They've identified Tevez. If it's not Tevez, where else do they look? There is a shortage of players of his quality and calibre, players who have got a great goal scoring record and comes with certain guarantees. So at least they're in a position at the moment where there is negotiations have started and we're not even into the January transfer window.
I think the problem with Milan at the minute is they're only offering a loan sort of deal at the moment.
But an interesting little twist that Paul Hogan's got in the Star on Sunday, saying that if Tevez goes to Milan, they'll release Robinho and Pato for Villas-Boas to sign at Chelsea. There's going to be a lot of activity, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just stay with Mancini.
Well, they won't sign Robinho. Chelsea won't sign Robinho, and I don't think they've got any interest in Pato either.
No.
So I'm not saying they haven't been
I
offered
didn't write
them.
any stories this morning.
Sunday
in the papers.
Express,
All
Star on
being
Sunday.
taking everyone
Smithy.
apart.
No.
Hang on a second. Right, and that's bang out of order.
No,
as
it's
well.
not banging out of order.
What I'm saying is,
I think the
what
Milan
I'm
is only
saying is,
expressing the Daily Star.
I didn't say they weren't offered. What I said is Chelsea won't take
You
either
said
of
it
those
would never
players.
happen.
Why would they go and take Robinho?
You heard it first. They will not sign Robinho and Pato.
Well, they won't. No.
Mancini has come out
Bang
today
out of order, you are.
and said that why on earth did we ever sell Daniel Sturridge to Chelsea?
Yeah, it's not-
He can't understand it,
No.
and he'll face Sturridge tomorrow night.
We went on free transfer, didn't
Yeah.
It was Mark Hughes' regime
Yeah.
that sold him.
we? We went
It
on
wa-
free though, didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah,
They sell him,
he
he
did.
went on a free.
He did. He wouldn't sign a new contract because he didn't think his prospects at City were going to be greater than at Chelsea, who were obviously going to pay him a lot of money. But you know, it's proved to be a disastrous move, that, because really, when you get a young player of Sturridge's quality and class, and he's going to be around for quite a number of years, to actually have him at your club and to let him go is you know, quite astonishing. And I can understand why Mancini is perhaps more than annoyed that City didn't go that extra yard to try to keep Sturridge, because you know, Villas-Boas is clearly looking at him as the future of Chelsea's attack.
Definitely, yeah.
And you know, from everything that we've seen and that we saw glimpses of last season on loan at Bolton, he's going to be a top draw striker, which is not only good for Chelsea, it's also good for England as well.
The record suggests that $3.5 million they paid for him, Sturridge.
$3.5 million.
Yeah. That's what. I mean, I'm not going to. Am I going to argue with you this morning, Smithy? I'm definitely not.
Is he worth it?
Speechless. I've never known you be.
No, I'm not
before.
speechless at all. I was just trying to think what I was going to say. But Sturridge, I mean, I think Sturridge left, didn't he, City? Because it was at the time, wasn't it, when they were about to start spending really, really big. They were bringing in players left, right and centre, and the boy didn't think he'd get a chance, did he?
No, he didn't. And
you know, and it's been...
Well, he might not have done under that regime, but...
And to be fair to Roberto Mancini, I think he's absolutely right, by the way. I think, you know, it was madness for City to get rid of him.
Because you could see the potential.
Absolutely.
It'll probably be
But hang on a
He's
second.
been talked about for a long time, hasn't he? That Man City had never made the breakthrough. He was always part of this Sturridge
Mark Hughes
family.
was under pressure at that point to deliver success as well,
You know,
and probably thought he's not going to do that with a 21-year-old
and he was
player who's
rated,
not had
but I
much-
mean, let's be honest about it. Chelsea put him out on loan, didn't they? You know, he went to Bolton.
Yeah.
He did very well at Bolton, and he's come back. I mean, maybe City should sign Torres.
Yes.
Maybe he'll light up Man City, you know. But
Again, you heard it here first. And then we can all say, read the story you wrote it, and we'll go, nah, that won't happen.
that's scandalous. I've been under attack this morning. What's going on here?
A bit like
anyone-
Villas-Boas.
Yeah, I
You've
know,
got sympathy
I know.
for him.
Yeah, too right. Too right. It's outrageous.
And we're going to talk about Manchester United later. Do you think City, who also went out of the Champions League this week, will that help them in the Premier League? It's a cliche, I know.
I don't think so. No, not knowing the manager and his desire and will to change the whole sort of concept and mentality at Manchester City. He wants to win absolutely everything, that every competition. I'm sure he wants to win the Europa League, and you know, I'm sure City will make a real big effort to do that.
Yeah.
Because for City, they're at the point now in their development where they need to win things. It doesn't really matter what they win.
Yeah.
You know, look what the FA Cup has done for the whole kind of aura and atmosphere around the club, giving the players self-belief. I don't think going out the Champions League will affect their plan at all this year. They'll still go for the Premier League and probably will be still favourites, you know, in the new year to win that. And they've got the squad to absolutely compete in the Europa League.
I can't see that. I can't see that at all. I can't see the Europa League. It's completely different to a Champions League. Bit like Redknapp said, wasn't it, on Friday? I mean, you know, Jesus Christ, we go out the FA Cup, let's go in the Carling Cup semi-finals. I mean, he's absolutely right. But the Europa League, the way it's set up, is completely different. And this is exactly what Redknapp's found, isn't he, with Tottenham? This is why Tottenham are going so well. Because I don't think he cares about the Europa League. All he's interested in is finishing in a top 4 position and getting into the Champions League. And he sacrificed the Europa League. Because
with the
whatever
sides he
way you
put
look
out.
at it, listen, Sir Alex Ferguson tried to put a brave face on it. But what did he turn around in his press conference and say? Be great experience for young lads. I cannot see Roberto Mancini sacrificing City's title ambitions by playing strong sides in Europa League. I might be wrong on this.
I mean, Smithy,
I might be wrong on this.
Any side he plays is going to be a strong side because
yeah,
of the squad they've got.
The point I'm making is I think he'll utilise the depth he's got there. But I tell you what, I bet he plays a completely different side in the Europa League than he does in the Premier League.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
No, I do.
But that second side he's got is still good enough.
It is.
Just
let's end on Chelsea against Manchester City. Viesbro says if we lose, we're out the title race. Do you agree with that? And will they lose?
Yeah, I'm not convinced that they will lose. I think Chelsea, they've got. Sometimes when teams are up against it in the way that the manager more than anything, more than the actual players at the moment, that sometimes out of that adversity there can be triumphs. So there's no reason why Chelsea can't win that game. They've still got the tools, they've still got the players.
And your prediction?
And they've still got the match winners. They'll win. I think they'll win. I think
Chelsea
win.
win?
It'll be their first, City's first defeat of the season, and it will be psychologically. It'll be important to see how City react and respond, because at some stage they'll have to. Chelsea have got the players to win that match.
Smithy? Prediction?
I think it will be a draw. But
Score
I would be,
draw.
but I would be more inclined to go with Neil's view that Chelsea are more likely to win it if there is a winner. But I think it will be a draw.
City unbeaten going into the game.
Manchester City win for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've really got the bit between the teeth in the league, and the players he's got and the way they're playing. I'm not sort of really counting their performance in the Champions League, but you know, in the Premier League, they're just imperious at the moment.
I'm going for a 2-1 Chelsea win on that game, I have to say. And just to finish off Chelsea, your favourite person, Vies, Gary Neville saying Chelsea's title hopes could be over if they lose to City, but according to a majority here, you're not going to lose. Okay.